What's going on? What's going on, guys? BP in the house. What's going on, brother? Eller, how you doing? I hope you guys had a good Tuesday. Week's almost halfway done. And hopefully we can start getting back on track. This sell pressure will start in here soon, boys. I'm telling you. Yep, exactly, Eller. But looking right now, I'm going to kind of wait. We got everybody in here. We'll start it off. If you're late, you can kind of catch up. So looking at Milady right now, she doesn't look terrible, right? She does not look terrible. It actually looks like we're going to go over to Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin is trying to, it's really trying to get something going here, right? Today you can tell, earlier we had, some big sell pressure again, right? We saw some big sell pressure, but during the day, you can see we bottomed out pretty much at this 38.5, and we have been really trying to make it up there. We broke over this resistance line. Now this is going to be the third time. So what I would like to see for Bitcoin particularly is if we are going to come back down, possibly a bounce right here at this 39,445, somewhere around that area, finding some support. That would be an indication, and I mean like multiple candles, right? Multiple candles basically breaking above that, holding that line. That would be some good indication that we're most likely going to see somewhat of an upward trend. Now, we're going to have to see how this week plays out, because if you guys have noticed, and I've been telling you guys this, because we're dealing with a lot of institutional sell-offs right now, particularly like Grayscale, they're usually doing the selling in the morning, usually right when the markets are right before they're opening or around when they're opening. So we could have a nice pump tonight, right, where we start moving up, maybe get up to like 40,000 again, 41,000. No, I highly doubt 41,000, but I'm just speaking hypothetically. We could be on a nice pump, and tomorrow rolls around, and they have another line of, $1 billion they want to sell off, and that would basically just bring us right back down, right? So we're really not going to get out of this until we get confirmation that the big institutional sell-offs are finished, right? I mean, they should be getting finished here soon. Like I keep telling you guys, and we've kind of confirmed, Grayscale particularly has been selling off to get liquidity for their ETFs. I don't know how much more liquidity they need. Honestly, I'm speaking. I don't know how much more they need. We know they've sold about $1.5 billion in the last 10 days. So, we're kind of just waiting to see when is it going to be enough, right? When are you guys going to have enough, liquidity so you guys are good? We can start kind of just moving back. I think the miners, like I told you guys, we saw a big sell-off for particularly some big miner farms. A lot of people are speculating that the miners are most likely selling off to accumulate more equipment, preparing for the halving. So I think once we really get past, just those two main catalysts right there that are causing the sell pressure, we're going to start slowly but surely moving up. And I think as we start getting closer to the halving, we're going to see some days where we're just going to basically see some explosion, and we're going to get right back up to where we were at, about 43, 44, 45,000. And this is all going to be a little fade in the little blimp of crypto, right? And really, when you're looking back a few years from now, you're not even going to remember this happened. You're not even going to remember this probably happened 6 months ago, right? Because that's pretty much how it is with crypto. We all pretty much just forget what happens a few months prior. It's like what's going on that day, what's going on that week is really what's going on. So what's up, Mike, Joel? What's going on? Milady is not too shabby, right? She's not looking too bad. She really is not. Given how the market's been the last 2 weeks, I really would have thought that Milady would have been broke down a little bit more, right? I really do. And it really leads me to believe that me and TradingView are having some issues right now. We're having some big issues. It keeps wanting to freaking drop my connection for whatever reason, but it's a whole nother story there. But what I was saying about Milady is, I really was thinking with the sell pressure that we're going through, if you were to tell me all this was going on, I would say, sheesh, Milady's probably going to be breaking back down towards the 40s, maybe even lower than that, under its 200-day moving average. And you can see we technically have, for now, been really holding pretty strong, right? You've been seeing these dips when we do get these massive like gigapumps, right? Because it's just following the market. It's usually pretty quick. It's ate up pretty quick. And what I'm getting to is it leads me to believe that we have a lot of people that are just really watching for the dips on Milady because they know long term what's going to happen. So they're just accumulating. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the whales that are in Milady are actually accumulating. Looking at the market cap today, we're about 36 million. Yesterday we were about 38, I believe. So we're not too far down from where we were at yesterday. We're about 11% from the market cap from 24 hours ago, but volume has moved up about 7% and about $3 million. Looking real quick, Bitcoin dominance has gone up a slight bit at around 50.2, and the volume has skyrocketed up 60% for about $73 billion. But we know that a lot of that is going to be selling because you can see the market cap has gone down to 1.52. Just 2 weeks ago, we were at a 1.7 trillion. So you can see about $20 billion has exited the market as of right now. And I'm sure it's probably not far. It's probably sitting on the sidelines, kind of waiting this out to see what's going on. Let's see if market cap kind of got their shit together as far as the wallet. So we'll go to Etherscan. But looking at the whale wallets, obviously this is a few days old. You can see we have gone down a good bit. I mean, from where we were at when we were pumping a few weeks ago, we were at about 60 whale wallets. Now we're down to about 39. So you can see we have definitely lost a couple whales in Milady, right? But if you look at the actual holdings of whales, it really doesn't look like it's gone down much, right? If anything, it's gone up a little bit at around 656 trillion. Retail sitting about the same at about 102. You can see, and investors has pretty much stayed the same, maybe gone down a very little bit, about 2 trillion. So you can see, all in all, as far as holdings, it's pretty much stayed the same. Whale wallets has reduced. So that pretty much tells me that a lot of people that are probably buying are just your normal people that are already in Milady. Let me see something real quick. I forgot to bring up Etherscan. And let's look to see as far as wallets, what's on here. Is Etherscan not on here? All right, so Etherscan right now, as far as wallets, 17,606. Pretty much the exact freaking same that we've had in the last week. So you can see really what's going on is it's the same wallets that are buying these dips, just accumulating, right? And honestly, shout out to everybody that's in Milady, because you know what? Right now, we are just basically just adding to our bags. We're going to be the ones holding majority of Milady. And when this thing shoots off and we're at billions of dollars market cap, we're going to be the one dictating the market, right? We're going to be the one dictating the market. So shout out to everybody that is holding Milady and everybody that's buying up those dips, for sure. So looking at the crypto bubbles for today, you can see as of the last hour, a lot of projects are starting to rebound, right? But if you look at the day, it's like a mixed breed, right? You got like maybe 60-40, 60 still down, 40% kind of retracing, trying to get back up there. Today, all in all, like I said, we saw that dip initially in the morning, but since then we've seen a lot of projects rebound, right? And it's not like they're like, they've shot up to the moon or anything like that, but you can see a lot of projects are around 4 to 5%, as far as the rebound for today. So not too bad, we'll take it. Obviously, what would stink is if we were just consistently just moving down, And I mean, like today, we saw that move. It would be, let me see here. It'd be crappy, like we saw the move drop down to 38.5, us continuing to keep dropping. That's when people really start getting spooked out and they stop eating that dip and people start exiting the market, just because they don't know exactly what's going on. But the fact that you can see these dips are getting eaten up, especially for Bitcoin right now 39.6. We're basically retesting a spot that we've kind of hit our head on multiple times. We'll see if maybe we might see a breakout here on the live. But you guys can see earlier today we broke out after we hit the dip. We kind of broke out, made this double top M pattern. Obviously, we were going to break to the downside, but you can see since then we've kind of been retracing. Look at this beautiful W pattern. We had the M, then the W, right? So the M brought us down. The W is bringing us up for the win. We'll see how this plays out. Solana, been playing with Solana all day with leverage trading. Had a decent day. I just got stopped out actually because we jumped up on Solana. I freaking bought in on a long, ran it up, sold it too early, right? I made some money, but I sold it too early. We continued to move up. I was like, damn it. Well, you know what? I'm going to catch it because this thing has been just swinging all day, right? So I was like, you know what? I'll catch it on its way down. Pull up a short somewhere, like I believe it was like somewhere around here, right? Yeah, I pulled up a short somewhere around here and then got stopped out. Luckily, I put very little in, right? Just a fraction of a Solana I put in. So it ended up liquidating my position because we just started, we're still kind of going on a run here. So, I mean, it's good to see it, right? I really, honestly, I've come to the conclusion I don't like shorting. I just like longing the market. I don't like shorting. I always do fantastic when I'm long in the market. When I'm long in the market, I do great. When I go to start shorting the market is when it's like a 50-50 where I'll do all right, and then a lot of times I'll get liquidated out of my position. So I've come to the conclusion that I'm just going to stop shorting the market for right now, right? Amor, what's going on? What's up, fam? This has exactly been my trading strategy. I waited till it dropped to the 4s, and now I'm waiting for a clear consolidation before I move in. All right. So what are you saying? Amor, you sold off before the dump, and then you bought in at the 4s, is what you're saying? The 3s have been the most common bottom before the huge pump, so save some if that happens. Tony, what's going on, brother, man? Good morning, my lady to the moon. And Nico, what's going on, brother? Said you're doing a great job with Milady. Hey, I'm out here trying, bro. I'm out here trying, right? Got to do something for the community because I'm telling you guys, when we get into this bull run, all your little favorite YouTubers are going to be all like, just like they were with Pepe and all the other meme coins that come running up and have those little short-lived, times in spotlight. They're all going to be covering Milady, right? They love to cover the projects after they've already ran up, 5,000%. We're covering the projects right now while we are in a perfect spot to buy in and just keep dollar cost averaging in, because in the long run, this thing is going to be doing some big things, right? Some big things. So you can see, looking at Solana's doing great, moving up. Milady trying to really jump up. You guys can see we're about to be approaching the, I believe this is going to be the 50-day SMA right here at the 52.8. We'll see if we maybe can touch it, and I'm guessing that we'll most likely get rejected. You guys can see all day we've pretty much been under the 20-day. We finally broke out of the 20-day today, right now, pretty much, right? So you can see we formed 4 candles above the 20-day, giving us confirmation that we were going to start moving. But is it going to be short-lived? Are we going to possibly just run it up to, like I said, this 50-day and maybe get rejected? Could easily happen like that, right? Could easily happen like that. But I will say, as we are talking, guys, I'm going to have an issue here with TradingView if it keeps freaking doing this. But I'll deal with that on another time. Look at this. Bitcoin's trying to break out here. Bitcoin's really trying to break out here. Look at this. Nice. So let's see here. Amar said, I had a feeling this was going to happen as the halving seems to sell off before major pumps starts happening. Have some powder ready at the beginning of the halving, then just sit back and watch. I mean, I'm pretty much doing that period, right? I'm pretty much doing that period because think about this and more. Right before the halving, right? Kind of like where we're at up until April. Do you think that we're going to maybe see, you think we're going to maybe see a nice little pump, towards the happening, almost like a big news event, right? So I'm thinking that we probably will see, a continuous move back up, probably retesting 45, maybe getting towards 50,000, if not breaking 50,000, possibly around or before the halving, right? And then I do agree we'll probably see maybe a sell the news event, right? Right after the halving or right before the halving, like we normally do. But I don't think we're going to dip back down, like to some of the levels that we've just seen, especially if we're at 50,000. We'll most likely retrace, somewhere like we were talking before, particularly about Bitcoin. We'll zoom out, and in this scenario that I'm talking about, right? So let's say halvings come in and we eventually get back up towards these levels up here, and we break, maybe jump up towards about 50,000. If it's a sell the news event, most likely we're going to stop at one of these support levels, right? We're going to stop at one of these support levels, most likely being around the 48, the 45, or right under the 40, because this is 45.6, or breaking right here at the 45.9, right, is what I think. I don't think it's going to be a big sell of the news like where we drop down 30%. Could, right? It could, but I highly doubt it. I do think we're going to see a drop, but not a dramatic drop like where, it's going to be like the market's going to crash temporarily or anything like that. Nico, I appreciate the kind words, brother. I really do. Real quick, while you guys are here, okay, it looks like we're doing pretty good as far as hitting the like button, so I appreciate that. Now, looking at a couple of things here. Bro, let's do watch parties when Milady starts, if there's a huge volume coming in. Oh, you already know, bro. You already know when you guys, we pretty much already started doing that when Milady was pumping before, right? We started having, we were out here just going crazy. So you better believe we're not going to be going through all this. And then when Milady starts pumping, we're going to hit the brakes, on all the live streams and stuff like that. We're going to be going even harder. We're going to have like 24-hour freaking watch parties and stuff like that, right? Now, let's look at some of the news for today, right? Let's look at some of the news here. But let's check out. Let's see if there's any. Nothing too. Like, we already kind of went over all this stuff. Pastor blames God for commanding him. Commanding a 3.2 crypto scam. We already saw all that and chuckled a little bit. Not laughing at that, but come on. Oh, yeah, look at this. The SEC blames social media account hack on SimSwap attack and fake Bitcoin ETF posts. So they are confirming, they allege, that they actually did get hacked, and it was not any of them that posted about the ETF. Whenever they posted that fake news, and it caused us to drop right before the ETF approval. They knew. I bet you. I don't think we're really going to know anything that really happened here, right? Even if it was like some colleague or somebody that was working for the SEC that maybe released the information too early, or if it actually was some kind of a hack. I'm sure the only people that really do know exactly what's going on is going to be Elon Musk and Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. Crypto mystery deepens with 21,000 ordinal inscriptions airdropped in, what is this? In Dynamic Bitcoin game. Is this a new game that just came out? That's pretty cool. Airdrop. And Bitcoin's price drops below 39K as total liquidation reaches 320 million in 24 hours. So that's people that have been longing. People that have been doing leverage trading and long in the market got liquidated when we dropped down under 39,000. A lot of people probably thought that we were going to really hold that, like 39.5, 39.4 area. But, you can look at the charts all day, right? And we can sit there and look at the charts, and we have all these little lines here of support. And, a lot of times they will respect these lines. But when you have what we know is going on, a big institution that is selling off a lot of their holdings, not, a big chunk of their holdings, but to us, it's causing the market to react negatively when they're loading up $1 billion, sending it to Coinbase and selling them every other day. that's when TA kind of I'm not going to say TA goes out of the water, but you can sit there and find support and look for support. But if these people continue to sell, it's going to be just basically, it's going to be we're at their mercy until they stop the selling pressure is pretty much what it is. And, a lot of people were screaming this. We weren't listening to them when the big institutional money was coming in and gobbling up a lot of Bitcoin. They were telling us all this, that it's actually not a good thing. Yeah, short term, it's pretty cool that we're seeing a lot of inflow of money and them buying in Bitcoin. They helped us get out of the 20s and 30,000 Bitcoins. But you can see now they're looking out for themselves and not really the crypto market, and they're selling off these big positions, and they're bringing us back down towards these levels, right? In the name of this ETF. So, and that's what's scary is this is just one big institution that's really caused this big selling pressure, right? I mean, we all know there's retail on top of it, but what's really starting and causing the cascade effect of the sales is Grayscale. So imagine if BlackRock starts doing this. Imagine if for whatever reason, any of these other big wallets need liquidity or whatever the case is, and they've been accumulating in the 20s and they need to sell, they could easily bring the market down. They easily can bring the market down, and that's why you have a lot of people, back before saying, institutional money coming into Bitcoin is honestly probably not the best thing for Bitcoin right now. Now, whenever we get up to a market cap of, 10, 20 trillion dollars, a $1 billion sale is not going to affect Bitcoin, right? But right now, they're selling off, like we've already said, $1.5 billion in about a week. And it's not just the 1.5. When you see these big sales, people are like creeps with the wallets, right? So they know what Grayscale's wallet is. They know, because that's how it gets released, right? Before they even freaking sell. Grayscale just moved 900,000 or $900 million worth of Bitcoin over to their Coinbase, right? So we have a lot of the internet investigators that monitor these things, which is awesome, which is good. We can kind of see what's going on. But what I'm saying is you have these $1.5 billion sale, but then you have a lot of people that are basically selling off with it because they're scared, that this market's going to continue to slide down. So it's just, all in all, it is what it is, right? We can't control them. At the time when we're down at $25,000 Bitcoin and they're buying in, we're like, hell yeah. You see an article, Grayscale just bought $5 billion worth of Bitcoin. We're like, hell yeah. Now you fast forward a year and a half, and now they're starting to sell off, and they're bringing some pain to the market. We're kind of like, damn it, was this the best thing for us? Who knows, right? So let's see. Craig was saying, what's up? What did I miss? Milady bouncing. Craig, so Craig was asking if Milady's big on Reddit. I don't know. I've heard that actually Milady's is Milady's it does have a community on Reddit, and I've heard people come in here and saying that my streams have been on the Milady pages and stuff like that. So I don't know. You got to check it out. I'm not real big on Reddit, so I can't myself. I don't really go on the platform much, so I really can't tell you, but I do know because I did search it up, Milady on Reddit, and there was a few pages on there with thousands of people, on those pages and stuff like that. So, but you really didn't miss much. Really, just me kind of going, the same spool that what we've been going through for the last few days. As far as Bitcoin in the market, Grayscale, we are seeing a slight little bounce in the market right now. We're seeing Bitcoin's really trying to retrace itself up towards 40,000. I don't think that we're personally going to be making it up to 40,000 tonight because of the fact that I just really don't see the buy pressure, being too immense right now for us really to jump in. I don't think there's going to be a lot of a sell pressure going on. There might be people still trying to exit out of the market right now with anticipation that they think there's going to be more pain, but really, we're going to maybe have these little moves up and maybe some retracement, whatever the case may be. But whenever we get confirmation that, like I keep saying, Grayscale is done selling, that's when we're going to really see, this needs to load back up. That's when we're really going to see the market start retracing. Whenever we get confirmation that, Grayscale and the miners and whatever's been causing these big sell-offs is pretty much over with, that's when we're really going to see the market start to retrace. So let's check out what a couple other projects are doing. If you guys want to look at anything, let me know. Hi, everybody. What do you think about WIF? Looks like they have 700 holders. We'll check it out. Is that dog with hat, if I'm not mistaken? So Bunk, not doing too bad. I will say Bunk has been actually doing decent in this last couple weeks that we've been really retracing. I mean, you can see it is down, but let's compare it to Milady. Milady hasn't been doing too bad. Oh, okay, so they're pretty much on par. Look at that. Milady and Bunk. Pretty much on par. I know Myro's been retracing. Myro's down to about 181 million. Honestly, for the week, still not doing terrible. Look at that for the month for Myro. Still not doing terrible. So you can see the Myro craze is still going. Let's see if they have with dog with hat. Doing pretty good today, actually. Not doing too bad. Let's pull it up on Deck Screener real quick. What the hell? All these fake ass dog with hats. Well, let's just go to the Solanum. Here we go. Yeah, dog with hats trying to make a breakout here. Did you guys see this? I reported this back the other day when it happened. Did you guys see this guy that came in on dog with hat? This was back in the beginning of January. We don't know if it was a guy, but a wallet came in. Dog with hat was at around 9 cents, right? Around 9 cents. A wallet came in, I'm not even lying to you, came in and bought $5 million worth of dog with hat, right? $5 million. It brought it all the way up to $3 instantly, right? Causes massive sell-off. I mean, look at this gigapump. Look at the gigapump. The guy that bought in immediately after he bought in $5 million, the wallet went back down. Or he bought it in 2 increments of 5 and 3. It was $8 million in total. After the whole sell-off happened, they didn't sell. The person that bought in all that, whoever the hell bought in $8 million of dog with hat, it dropped. Their actual holdings was worth $3 million within 5 minutes of them buying in. They lost all that. Isn't that crazy? That is nuts. It was actually on the news. I saw it on the news. I was like, what the hell? And I started looking up dog with hat. I was hearing about it, right? But I actually looked it up and I wanted to see the spike, and I was like, holy crap, someone actually really did it. So dog with hat, I mean, it looks like it's going on a nice little pump, but we're going to have to see how it goes, right? It's at 27 cents. You can see recently it dropped all the way down to 5 cents. So I mean, this thing's not looking terrible. You can see, oh, that was the pump right there. Regardless of this little gigapump right here that we won't even acknowledge, I hope that guy's all right, man, because that was crazy. I mean, to lose that much money, but somebody that's investing that much in DeFi probably is a billionaire, most likely, right? Looking at the top traders on here, we're gonna see. I think this is gonna be the wallet right here, if I'm not mistaken. Right here, where. Oh, no, that's not. Oh, nope, that's it. Someone bought in 4 million and sold 6 million, right? Where's there's the wallet in here? That's a little odd. I don't know. This has to be the wallet. It's saying that he made profit. Profit or loss was $2 million right here. He sold, whoever it was bought 4 million, sold 6 million. Someone else bought 2 million, a different wallet. Bought 2 million, sold 4 million, doubled their money. That's crazy. You got to have some big balls to be on DeFi and throwing in that much money. You really do. That's just insane. That is absolutely insane. But dog with hat doesn't look bad. It honestly doesn't look bad at all. I mean, you might see a nice little run up, back up towards these little local highs, 40 cents, 49, 50 cents. We'll have to see how it goes. I was telling you guys yesterday, when looking at DeFi, the DeFi, I mean, it doesn't look bad today. It's at about $430 million volume. Arbitrum sitting at around 480. Another day that it's actually, Arbitrum's been doing better than Solana as far as its ecosystem for DeFi. Let's look at volume. Actually is pretty up today. 4 billion. Damn, $4 billion on Binance. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So I mean, it was drying up, but it looks like it's starting to spark back up again, DeFi. So I'm guessing most likely what's going on is a lot of people are probably bored in the actual market and they're going back into DeFi, because a week ago DeFi, I mean, we went from Solana about 2 to 3 weeks ago was doing volume of about $1.5 billion. It dropped all the way down, like 2 days ago it was down to like 300 million, right? So it dropped down like massively. You can see it starting to pick back up, and it's kind of doing that for all the ecosystems right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people are jumping into DeFi right now, just trying to make some quick bucks, having fun in that wild, wild west that we call DeFi. Real quick, wanted to jump back onto Milady. You guys can see we are slightly trying to rebound. We're at 52 right now. Remember, I told you guys we were probably going to come up to this 50-day SMA and get rejected, and that's exactly what we see. But it's the right direction that we're heading, right? This is the right direction that we want to see. What I would like to see is us keep retesting that 50-day SMA right there. We'll most likely break it, but that's obviously going to be if the regular market is going to be kind of picking itself up as well. Bitcoin right now is sitting at around 39,700, looking like it wants to go on a nice pump. Like I told you guys earlier too, for Bitcoin, if it is going to have maybe a little retracement after this nice little pump that we're seeing, it'd be nice to be pretty bullish if we can see it hang and stay above this resistance, flipping it into support right here at the 39.4, 39.5 area. So that would be a spot that we'll look for if it does start retracing for a nice little bounce. If we see maybe confirmation of maybe one or two more candles above that 39.5, I would say for tonight, we're going to be looking pretty bullish, and we might see a nice little move continuing to move up. Tomorrow, like I tell you guys, whenever we start getting into the mornings, we have been seeing that sell-off every morning for the last week. We've been seeing a sell-off every morning, right? So tomorrow morning, if let's just say we get up to 40,000, right? We're at 40,200, somewhere around there, maybe 40,500. Just throwing hypothetically, right? We're around there. Let's say we get up towards this resistance line right here, 40,600. Tomorrow morning, we'll have to see how it plays out, because if we see some more big selling pressure, we'll just be going through the exact same thing like we saw today. Exact same thing. And like I keep telling you guys, that's pretty much what we're going to be in for right now until Grayscale and these bigger institutions that are selling off Bitcoin for liquidity. Because remember, Grayscale owns it's one of the biggest holders of Bitcoin. So them selling off $1.5 billion of Bitcoin is a fraction of what they're holding on to. So they're not selling this maliciously trying to break the market. They're literally selling it because they're saying they need liquidity for the Bitcoin ETF. So let them go with whatever they have to do. Let them do whatever they have to do. Like I was telling you guys from the get, this is going to be a temporary pain that we're going to be going through right now. And if anything, it's giving you opportunity to really double down or get into some projects that maybe you felt like you left, that left you, that you weren't able to jump in on or accumulate, right? I've been having my eye out on a couple of things like Arbitrum. I've really been looking at. Today I saw it was down to $1.58, and I was about to spring on it, and I still didn't do it, right? I didn't jump in because there was a couple things on Arbitrum that kind of, I think Arbitrum is going to be a great project, right? But there was something that really stood out to me that I was like, I might wait for a bigger dip if we're going to see it. If we don't, who cares, right? But the fact that Arbitrum's circulating supply is only 12% of its actual total supply, kind of just, it irks me a little bit, right? Total supply of Arbitrum is about 10 billion. It is exactly 10 billion. Circulating supply is only 1.2 billion. So that means, and I'm sure it's going to be a longevity of down the road, in the next years, that they're going to, slowly release these coins into circulation. Still, it's just kind of like, I'm like, damn, I don't like buying in on projects where there's like a 10% circulating supply of what the total, and the max supply doesn't even really tell us, because they probably have to where they might, increase max supply or the circulating supply maybe 10 or 20 years down the road is what they're planning on doing, right? So, I'm not saying that I'm definitely keeping my eye on Arbitrum, because I believe Arbitrum, like I just showed you guys, for the DeFi has been doing magnificent. It's been actually outperforming Solana right now, right? And think about it. Solana's market cap is probably, I don't know where it is now, but I would say it's probably around $35 billion, right? Right here, look, before we move out, Arbitrum's market cap's at 2. Solana's at 36. Oh, it was almost there. $36 billion. So I'm not saying that they're going to outdo Solana, right? Solana has a lot of hype behind it, and I honestly have become a big believer in Solana. Like, I'm like, damn, Solana's awesome. I really do think Solana's pretty cool. They've ended up breaking through all that FUD and crap that they've gone through, and they've created a really cool ecosystem for trading and stuff like that. So I've been using the Solana network actually a lot in the last few weeks. So I wish I would have dabbled in Solana a year ago, because I really would have stacked up when they dropped down to like $8-10. I would have probably bought everything and probably sold my car, been walking around with a half a lung, and sold my organs and stuff like that for me to buy into Solana, because knowing that Solana most likely was going to, pump back up the way it pretty much did in this last year. But what I'm saying is Arbitrum, I feel like, is going to be a solid layer 2 project, and it's building this massive ecosystem that's been doing really well. So let's see here, CM, what's going on, brother, man? Let's see here, Tony B in the house. Hi, everyone. What do you think about with? Oh, yeah, we already looked at that one. Amor said it's going to be a 3-way heavyweight title match with Ladies, Bunk, and Pepe. Who will be the winner? I understand. I agree with you on that one, but I think we're going to have, think about it. If let's say we get in a bull run in the next 6 to 8 months, right? You don't think another contender is going to come out into the scene? You don't think another contender is going to come out to the scene? We're probably going to have, there's going to be some more contenders. Now, who's going to do the best is what we're really trying to figure out, right? Who's going to do the best? And honestly, I tell you guys, this isn't just because I'm invested highly in Milady, but I always tell you guys, the one thing I fall on Milady is that the market cap is so freaking small, right? The market cap's so freaking small that it has such a better opportunity for better gains than a project like Bunk that's already sitting around $1 billion, right? I'm not saying Bunk's not going to do massively, but if let's just say both projects get up to $10 billion, you're going to see a 200x on Milady, and you'll see a 20x, or I'm sorry, you'll see a 10x on Bunk, right? Because Bunk's market cap is already insanely big, and it's like that for a lot of projects. Even you go to like Myro, which is doing great, is at like $200 million market cap, which is still a fraction, and it's very small, right? Very, very small, but that's still almost a 5x from where we're at right now. So even when we get up to 200 million, that's going to be a 5x from where we're at right now, just going up to $200 million. So think about that. If you have $1,000, $2,000 in your portfolio right now, times it by 5, we're only going to be at $200 million market cap. So that's why I say the gains for Milady, I feel like, my opinion, are going to be a lot more, there's going to be more gains for Milady versus, another project that has, a 10x market cap right now than what we have. So let's see here. Rocky said, good evening from Fort Lauderdale. What's going on, brother, man? From across the state. What's going on, bro? CM, what is going on, brother? The Goober. What's going on, brother? I haven't seen you here in a few days, I feel like, or maybe a week or two. Nico asks, it looks like we're early, like in 2021. I was early in Holo, Ethereum Classic, and Shiba. After all the end of February and March, everything started to pop up like popcorn in the oven. Nico, that's funny you say that. That's exactly, and everybody that's familiar with the channel, they all know I say the same story, dude. I say, for me personally, I was buying in on Dogecoin in 2020, at the end of 2020, early 2021, and I was buying in on Dogecoin at like 2, 3, 4, 5 cents, around that area. It was varying, and I was just stacking up. And like you said, eventually we ended up popping like crazy. And same thing with Shiba. I started buying into Shiba. I actually caught Shiba right before it started shooting off, like 2 months before. I was like, and I didn't put a lot in. I literally put like, I think it was like $200 into Shiba, just because I was like, I just want to have some Shiba, right? And I bought in $200. It was like 200. I don't remember exactly how much Shiba it was, but it 20x'd. My $200 20x. And I told the story. I freaking rode Shiba up and rode it about halfway down before selling. I still sold for a profit, but I didn't pick up that 20x. I picked up like, I don't know, it was like a 3 or 4x or something like that. So, you live and you learn, right? You live and you learn. But with Dogecoin, I accumulated a lot and was able, I didn't sell the top. Couldn't, it's hard to time that top, right? Especially Dogecoin was moving so fast. But I ended up, that started my foundation of really getting some financial freedom and being able to really start accumulating other projects. And I feel like meme coins are like, it's almost like they say like certain drugs are like gateway drugs, right? Meme coins are like your gateway for a lot of crypto investors. You go back 2020, 2021, people laughed at you if you even talked about a meme coin. They laughed. The big YouTubers wouldn't even cover a meme coin because they felt like it brought down them as, crypto holders, because you're talking about a freaking meme coin, right? Now, after everything that happened, with all these meme coins, even the big players respect meme coins. They know obviously it's not going to go and, a meme coin's not going to go and take out the dollar, or it's going to take out Bitcoin or anything like that. But they know with some of these meme coins, you see more gains in some of these meme coins. They'll end up during a bull run doing massive runs as compared to some of these bigger cap projects, right? I think right now, if we look crypto bubbles for the year we have Caspa, and what was the other one that was doing really well? Oh yeah, Inject. But you can look and see, let's see here. Look at Bunk. Look what Bunk did. Almost 1,000%. Isn't that crazy? And you guys can see we moved. So these are projects that are ranked market cap 100 to 200. So you guys can see. And let's move down the list, because you'll have some of the other meme coins. But you can see the smaller cap projects. Now you see these bigger gains. Alex, never heard of it, right? Never heard of it. I don't know if you guys have, but look at that. That's probably like the biggest gainer we've seen on here so far. Look at this. As we get down, now we're getting into these little small market caps. And look at this. Alf, 22. NOS, 9,000. Shit, if we can look up DeFi, the numbers would be like, it's unreal. It's unreal. So you guys can see. But what I'm getting to is, even the big players have to respect meme coins, because, they're fun to trade. They're fun to get into, and the excitement of when you see these meme coins actually get hype behind them and what they're capable of doing is it's insane. It really is insane. So I hope you guys are ready. Because we're going to see that in Milady. Milady is going to get that hype. It's going to get the volume, and all this is going to pay off for us. Right? So let's see here. Goober said, oh wait, hold on. Dai said, I sold my bags a few couple days ago. What do you mean, Dai? You sold? Oh, that's right. You're planning for February, right? So Dai is planning on seeing the bottom of this dip that we're in mid-February is what he's saying. Not hating on him. We'll see how it plays out. even if you sold a few days ago, you still have the opportunity. I'm not saying, do it, but if let's just say you sold a few days ago on Milady, you technically could buy in right now and you'd use the same funds and have more, right? Because we are technically I'm looking right now, just from 3 or 4 days ago, we're technically down a little bit, right? Nothing crazy, but if let's say you sold around this area from where we're at right now, about 7% down, nothing crazy, but I understand what you're saying. But don't get left behind, brother, man, because you've been in here, with us at day in and day out, right? And we definitely don't want to see you get left behind for sure. So make sure you're planning accordingly, man. Definitely. Flips in the house. What's going on, brother, man? Di said it's a big risk. It is, man. It really is. But you know what? You got to believe in what you believe in, right? And if you believe that we're still going to see a dip, continue, and we're going to be bottoming out around mid-February, and that's the best plan for you, stick with it, brother. Stick with it. Like I said, I will not judge you whatsoever, because I know you respect Milady, and I would almost bet that as we move on, and even if we don't dip, I'm sure you're going to buy back in eventually. So we'll see how that goes, man. I hope everything works out for you. I'm not taking that risk, though. I'm just going to, because, like I told you guys from the get, I always am just keeping dry powder. I never am just going to sit there and go all in on, at once. I'm going to always, even if it's like $50, sitting on the side, I'm always going to have dry powder so I can eat up these dips. That's what my plan is. So, with that plan, if Di's correct and we do bottom out in February, it is what it is, right? I'll be in the red, but I'm not going to be tripping about it because I'll just continue to buy the dips and I'll keep accumulating, So everybody has their own goals. So let's see here. So Amor said Nos is living up to its name. Craig said huge risk, but got to do what you got to do. Exactly. Di said I trust the charts. He's saying that we're going to see $35,000 Bitcoin. Very possible, man. Very possible. Let's see here. But Di, we ain't seeing that today, buddy. Bitcoin's about to... It looks like Bitcoin wants to jump up towards 40K right now. So we'll see how it plays out. Bitcoin right now, 39,900. So right here at the 50-day SMA is exactly right. We're at the 40,000. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe a quick little pump towards 40, and maybe we might get rejected at this 40,000, because 40 is going to probably be some kind of a resistance right now. But if we keep testing it, we'll most likely break. We broke 40 earlier a few times, right? You can see earlier. No, this wasn't it. This was it right here. When we drop down towards 39.5, you can see we obviously jump back up towards 40,000. Was this today? Yeah, this was today. I was like, I feel like today was a long day for me. So, yeah, this was today. This was earlier. We jumped up 40,100, but you can see it was almost like a bounce on this drop just to continue the drop. But it looks like for now, we have found somewhat of a bottom, and that would have been right here at this 38.5. So we'll see how it plays out. Like I said, we might see somewhat of a continuous of moving up tonight, moving up towards that 40,000, 40,500, maybe even getting up towards this resistance line right here, right? But really what we're going to be worried about is where we're at tomorrow morning, because we don't know how tomorrow morning is going to play out. And I keep saying this because every morning we keep getting word that Grayscale is moving more Bitcoin to Coinbase and with anticipation to sell. So like I keep telling you guys, I feel like a broken record. Until they can get past the selling pressure for Grayscale, we're going to continue to see this downward movement for right now, right? But it's going to be like, watch. They're going to stop selling, and it's going to be like, boom, we're going to start moving up. Within days, we're going to be right back to where we were at. So we just don't know when that's going to happen. So let's see here. Solana right here at 84. Been definitely monitoring Solana. You guys know I've been taking advantage of these swings with leverage trading. Did get stopped out of my my short a little while ago. Didn't know the market was going to start pumping, so it is what it is. Luckily, it wasn't much. So Dai's saying we got about 2 to 3 weeks ago. So what's going on? It's currently Bitcoin 40,400 on crypto. What do you mean by that? The Goober said Bitcoin 40,000. Not sure if bull trap or not. Be careful buying. Yeah, I mean, like I'm telling you guys, this is what's going on. We've been seeing the sell pressure early in the morning, right before the actual stock markets are opening up. So right now, what we're seeing is for the day, all the sell pressure is over with, right? Those big institutions are all at home. They're not, no sales are going to be coming from the big institutions, right? Unless the Asian market wakes up and they start causing a big sell-off. I highly doubt that's going to happen. So we're seeing a retracement, right? We're seeing a retracement. That's why I'm telling you guys, when we finally get word that Grayscale is done selling, we're going to retrace, and we're going to retrace fast. We're going to get right back up to those 42, 43,000 that we were kind of hovering, and I wouldn't be surprised if we quickly break through it. We have a lot of stuff coming up. We got the halving coming up. We're going to start building back up. We're going to be breaking this 50,000 here. This is just a small little dip, little bump in the road right here. And like I've been telling you guys, remember, I went over this yesterday in the stream. For Bitcoin particularly, I don't understand why TradingView keeps telling me to restore my connection. Like, I'm literally about to write them a letter. CryptoFud here. I am pissed off. You guys are messing with my stream. Just kidding. But you guys remember, like we discussed this yesterday. As we are moving up, it is perfectly natural for Bitcoin to retrace 20 to 30% on these moves, right? You see these massive move ups and you see a 30% dip. Imagine being around right here. I remember being here. This was at the beginning of January. Bitcoin jumped up 40,000 and we saw a 30% dip. The world was ending in crypto. We were going back to $3,000, right? Scared the living hell out of not everybody, but the people that were new into crypto. Even myself was kind of a little spooked out because I just started getting into crypto, and I was like, oh crap! I'm like, damn it! Just my luck. I start buying in, and we see this crash, right? But I was like following certain people, and they were like, "This is natural. This is natural." And I was like, you know what? I was sticking to what I believe, and I was like, I'm only putting money in that I didn't need. The money that was just sitting in my bank, so I wasn't tripping about it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to let it ride. Instead of me selling for a loss and being upset, I was like, I'm going to let it ride. And, we look at this duration of time. So we topped out right here on the 8th of January. We'll call it the 2nd of February. About 4 weeks, right, of us thinking we're going back down to 3,000, and then out of nowhere we shoot up, right? This was a 30% dip. And you can see it play out multiple times, right? So what we're going through right now is natural. It is perfectly natural. If this was, let's just say this was the bottom for today, right? And we start retracing and Grayscale's done selling, honestly, that would be a massive bullish sign right there. And I would tell you guys, we're most likely going to be getting to all-time highs within the next probably 6 to 8 months. If something like that was to happen, right? Because now we're on our way up and we're seeing only 10% drops, and then we start retracing and getting back up to new local highs, and then maybe 10% drops versus what we were seeing back there with 30% drops. Well, you better believe that we're going to be moving up fast, and that's how it's going to work. That's how it always happens, man. Everybody gets so spooked out, and it's just like, it's like literally, it's like the markets are like a living organism that know what's going on, right? And it literally will spook out the investors that are just not built for this life. And it will spook them out, and then we end up leaving them behind. It happens every time. We end up leaving them behind, and those are going to be the people that are crying, telling you that crypto is crap and all this stuff because they don't have they're emotional traders, right? They're emotional traders. If you are an emotional trader, it's rough. Crypto is going to be rough for you. Pretty much any investment is going to be rough, right? Because I don't really know too much investments that you put your money in and you just the next day you 10x, right? You're going to have long wait times, or you're going to have times where your investment will go down, right? It's just the name of the game. It's the name of the game. Let's see here. Catching up. Dai said crypto price is inflated. I don't believe that, Dai. I think the crypto price right now is, I don't know. I don't think we're inflated right now. Honestly, I don't. We've seen a nice natural grow since we bottomed out at 15,000. It's not like we've just shot up from 15 to 45,000 in a month. It took us a while to get here. I really don't think that we're inflated. And after this ETF, we've dropped down from 49 down to 38,000. I mean, you can see like anybody that was in the buy their rumor sell the news event is pretty much is gone as of now, right? So I really don't think that we're inflated. Honestly, I really don't. So let's see here. Flip says, doesn't make sense to me to sell anything with this market about to take off. Exactly. If like what I know, Flip. It's like, why would you even, it blows my mind. It really does. I understand, like Dai said, he's trying to reposition himself, and he even admitted it's a big risk, right? But he believes that there's going to be a little bit more pain in the market. So I understand that. But people that just like literally sell off and they go running, it's like, bro, why, it's just craziness. But they don't know what we know. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what we know. They haven't gone through crypto like we've gone through. And they honestly, it takes people, errors. It takes people errors to go through, like, making mistakes, like, selling off on this, little dip, and then not buying back in and being spooked out, and then watching the market, just shoot up, right? And all your positions that you could have had, now you're calculating. I had 100 Solana and 500 ICP, and now you already sold out, but you're calculating what it is 6 months from now when it's freaking 10x'd. Yeah, now you're feeling like shit. Excuse my language. So let's see here. Dai said, I won't be surprised by the end of the week we're below 38. All right, Dai, now you're getting bearish around here, bro. Come on, let's keep the bearness to a minimum here, bro, all right? Just kidding. The guru said, always before 9 a.m. time, the market dumps. Picks up around noon, dumps near the evening. During midnight hours, Asians wake up and buy the dip, then cycle repeats. But that's been like that for like the last 7 days, right? And it's only because, like I said, the morning grayscale, and you have these big institutions, they are like 9 to 5 people, so I'm sure they're getting into the office, or whoever's making the sale is starting their day. All right, we have plans today. We're gonna move. Like they did today, we're going to move $900 million worth of Bitcoin over to our wallet in Coinbase, and we're going to sell, but they're eventually, they're going to get to a point, they might have already gotten to it, where they have enough capital gained for their ETF that they don't need to sell anymore. Like I keep telling you guys, they don't want Bitcoin to crash too much. So, don't think that they're out being malicious because they own thousands and thousands of Bitcoin, right? They don't want their positions to get dropped down. They don't want their positions to drop down. They want to see Bitcoin get up to $100,000. All of them do. Now, let's see. Dai said, if we correct 30% from a local all-time high, that would be around 35. Yeah, I mean, we mapped it yesterday. It would be. Like I keep telling you, I agree with you, and I am not trying to say that you're wrong whatsoever. I'm just saying, for me personally, I'm not willing to take that risk. I don't even want to, because if I sell right now, I don't want to take the dealing with the fees as well. I hold all my Milady on crypto.com. The spread on them, these guys is insane. You guys remember me crying for a week when I sold my ICP. They charged me like $400 for one transaction. For me just to sell off. I was like, literally, like, I cannot believe these people can sleep at night, right? It was insane. I did sell a big amount of ICP, but good God, a $400 fee for me selling off was insane. I don't even think Coinbase hit me. I used to sell on Coinbase like $10,000. I used to day trade on Coinbase, and I remember it was not like that whatsoever, where it was like $400. They did. When I was getting up there making big transactions, I would see, $150, $200 buy-ins and sells, on my transactions and stuff like that, but not what crypto.com did. So I don't want to take that hit, you know what I'm saying? So I'd rather just dollar cost average in and just keep buying in, right? And then sell when I'm up like crazy. But looking at what Dai said, he's saying from where the top was, 35% would be. Hold on, I gotta zoom out on my screen here. So 35% from what Dai's saying would be down at. So 30. Oh, you said 30%. I'm sorry. That's right. You said 30% from the local high, which was 49. You go down about 30, and that puts us around 34, about 34,000, 35, 34.1, right? So, I mean, you got to risk it for the biscuit, right? Frank, you had to come in here and put the burrito. Come on, bro. I'm toning right now. I'm about to get shredded again. We got summer coming up down here in Florida. We plan accordingly in Florida, right? So right now today it was actually got up to 72 degrees. It felt great, right? It's been kind of chilly. I know across all America it's been brutally cold. It actually has been cold down here, but we saw the 70s today. Tomorrow it's going to be 80 degrees down here, but it's going to be a solid 80 where there's no humidity, so it actually feels really nice. But what I'm getting to is we'll have a few, we'll be cold up until about March. The water will be really cold, right? The water gets down to about 60 degrees, the ocean water. Your pools will be nice and cold, but as April, May starts to come, that's when everything's warming up, and you can start going to the beach and stuff like that and getting in the water. So what I do is I will start toning around February. About February I start toning down, because during the wintertime, I'm not saying like I go and get like enormous like fat or anything like that, but what I'll do is I'll just put on that like a bear, you know what I'm saying? Like I just like to put on a little bit of meat on me. I start indulging in burritos multiple times a day, but you guys remember I'm a bodybuilder. I go to the gym every day, so I do that so I can eat. I love to eat, but during tone season I have to tone it back down. So Frank, I don't need you to come in here in the next few months putting these burrito signs in here tempting me, all right? Because I'm trying to be doing good here, so I'm just messing with you. So let's see here. Dai said, let's see here. Just reading everything. You'll be good, Dai. You'll be all right. Like I said, bro. I mean, it's not like we've left you behind, so you can always change your mind and jump back in at any given time. So you'll be all right. I believe you'll be all right, bro. Dude, I think it's because I have too many tabs open, is what I think. They keep taking my they keep ending my connection on the other tabs I have, because I have 5 tabs open for just TradingView. I don't know. But they're trying to piss me off, honestly. So you guys can see, look at that. Called it. Went up to this this 52.8, right under the 53, right here at the 50-day SMA. Now we're zoomed in on the 1 hour. We have the 20, 50. This is going to be the 100 up here, and then way up here, this red line is going to be your 200-day SMA. Remember, we're zoomed in on the 5-day chart, I believe, and this is going to be on the 1 hour. You guys can see we made confirmation. We bounced above the 20-day SMA, started moving up, but you can see when we got up towards this 50-day, we got rejected, right? So let's see how this plays out. Like I said, we're probably going to have to retest this multiple times before we break, and you can see even Bitcoin, I ain't going to say the same thing happened, but Bitcoin's starting to retrace just a little bit, right? It got rejected. Oh, man, I just moved that fib retracement. Or I'm sorry, that freaking... I hope I didn't move it. I have to find out where I put that. But you can see even Bitcoin jumped up towards around 39.9, and it looks like it slightly has been rejected. We're sitting, right around 39.8. Again, we're going to have to see how this plays out. I'm not expecting a really big pump tonight or anything like that, but it's just good to see the markets at least retracing. If the more we retrace, if we see more sell pressure in the morning, it'll be less a hit for us, right? So, and who knows? Maybe we'll wake up tomorrow and Grayscale says they stop freaking selling. That's when we're going to see the markets honestly start moving back up. Because like I keep telling you guys, at the end of the day, we have big things lined up for the markets for 2024. We have the halving coming up. We haven't even got into the interest rate cuts, right? Interest rate cuts are going to be coming. There's going to be a lot of things in between that are going to be bullish for the market. We have in the US the elections coming. A lot of times elections do pretty good on election years. So again, like I said, we have a lot of things going on. You guys just need to be, just be prepared. Be prepared. Solana looks like it's up to 84. I want to hit a short on this bad boy, but I'm not even going to do it. I told you guys, I'm going to stop shorting. I always do great when I long. So what I've been doing is I've been catching Solana when you see this little box I made this morning. I was like, if it drops down to this bottom of the box, I'm going to buy in. I'm going to 100x leverage long. Boom. Did it. And I freaking sold off like right here. Right? Because I was mapping it out. I was like, well, we keep getting rejected right here at the 80, we'll call it, around the 81. So I was like, I'm going to go ahead and sell or close my position. So I made some profit, right? Close my position. This thing shot up. That would have been probably a 200% move right there if I would have kept my 100x leverage. But it is what it is. And then again, I caught it down here. I caught it down here as far as a long, and did pretty well. Sold short again, right? Sold short again because, this market has been so like up, down, up, down, up, down. So it's like if I'm up 50, 60%, I'm just like taking the profits and just running with it, right? And I'm just like repositioning myself for these longs. Well, I get the funny idea that right when we move to right here, right? So I'm looking, I was like, we topped out right here at the 84. Yeah, it was around 84. So I ended up getting in when I actually was able to open up a position for a short, 100x short right here. Was it right here? It was like somewhere around here, 100x short, and I got stomped out, liquidated. And I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna be short in the market. I really am not. You think in these times it's easier to short, but for me, I've been having more success catching the swings at the bottom and then buying in. Like when we have a giga drop, right? Like you can see this morning this happened. I saw this giga drop. I knew, I was like, because we hadn't been this low for Solana in a while. So I was like, I guarantee it's going to be eaten up even if it's short term. So I'd buy in down here. I'm obviously watching my SMAs as I'm doing all this, right? So as I'm doing all this, I'm kind of watching the SMAs. Let me see here if I can line them up. But, I'm watching these SMAs and I'm looking to see, right when we get confirmation, like I told you guys, like around here is where I bought in. Right when I get confirmation that we bounced above, you can see the 50 and the 20 day, bought in. I bought in, and I went on a run, but I sold too short. So I'm still, I'm still learning with the leverage trading as far as what I am, what I'm willing to do on leverage trading. I'm using small increments just because I want to I want to go through all the trials and errors and stuff like that. But I've been doing really well. But one thing that I want to do that as I'm continue to do these longs is I need to trust the process, right? I need to trust the process, and just because I'm up 50%, I need to not sell myself short because I've been missing out on even more profits. Like I said, I sold on a long like right here, was up 50 or 60%. Could have easily ran it up probably another 150% on my investment. And same thing down here, sold short, and you can see right here, we're still moving. Opened up a long down here and sold it already, closed my position. You guys can see I could still be riding that wave right now as we speak, and still making profits, but I closed my position. So it is what it is. And then I actually did the worst is I opened up a short somewhere around this area where I thought we were going to basically get rejected. So I opened up a short thinking we were going to go on another swing down and then was going to ride the wave back up. Well, you guys know how that worked out. I got liquidated. So just learning. Dai said, hey, do RSI and MACD for Bitcoin weekly and month. All right, let's look it up. think I'm going to have to get rid of, let's see here. I'm going to leave that there. I'll do MACD. You said do MACD for what? For weekly and monthly? See something here. So you can see for the weekly for MACD, bring the screen up a little bit. You can see, is this on Bitcoin? Oh, I'm on Solana. Yeah, it's been a long day. It's been a long day here. So you can see, yeah, it looks like we're about to have a cross on the MACD. We'll see how this plays out. Oh, Di, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much, dude. I thank you so much, Di. I really do appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much for the support for the channel, dude. Thank you so much, man. Now, real quick, Di, I do see what you're saying here. So you see how we're basically about to do a flip, and it still looks like we're about to start pointing towards the downside on the MACD. Obviously, you got to remember these are lagging indicators, right? So you can't really know until after the fact, right? But looking at this, you can see when you see a flip like we saw here, you can see obviously it was calling for a move towards the upside. Now you can see that they're looking like they want to flip. They haven't done it yet, but they're looking like they want to flip, which would usually be a bear sign, right? And like I said, this is all lagging indicators, and this is because of the price action, because we did top out on that 49, and now we've been slowly moving down. This easily does not have to flip, right? It does not have to flip, and now that Di brought this to my attention, what we'll do is we will monitor this. We will for sure monitor this the MACD for sure. And what else did you want to look at? The MACD and the RSI. But the MACD for right now is looking bearish. It does look bearish. And obviously you guys can understand that because of the price action right now. Again, we made this local high at around 49. And since then, 2 weeks has been going on and we've had some, pretty solid selling pressure. So you can see the MACD is starting to curl. Now, if we do see this flip, most likely it's going to be indicator that there's going to be some more pain in the market. So like I said, these next couple of days are going to be pretty pivotal as far as what I think we're going to be our map as far as where we're going to be bottoming out, if we already bottomed out, and when we're going to actually start going back on a run. So we'll see how that plays out. Now looking up the RSI real quick. Alright, so this is for the weekly dive for the RSI, and you guys can see. So whenever you see this breakout on the RSI, right, you can see a lot of times you'll see the breakout, it's usually indicating some kind of a top, right? You can see it's usually indicating some kind of a top. Doesn't mean that we're about to crash or anything like that, but looking at the charts right here, right, you can see when we made these local highs, we break out of the chart right here on the RSI. Now what's weird is on the second one right here, you can see we did not actually break out on the RSI. We did not necessarily break out. But I point that out because you can see we technically did break out here, and we are on our way down on the RSI. But remember, guys, these are lagging indicators. I used to live by the MACD when I would do like day trading and stuff like that. I don't really look at the MACD and anything like that because it's a lagging indicator, right? So this for long term, if you're trying to see what the markets are doing long term, and I mean like what we've been kind of going through and what do the markets look like right now as far as what we're heading into, these are solid indicators because, like I said, it takes time for these things to move and kind of build up their movement and stuff like that. So, take it with a grain of salt. But we're looking at the MACD and then looking at the RSI. They both pretty much tell me the same, that right now we're going through some solid selling pressure. We did see a top. We all know that at the 49 right now. Doesn't mean that we're going to find a bottom here soon and start retracing, right? Because if that happens, the RSI, let's say tomorrow we move up to 50,000, the RSI is not even going to pick it up really until a few days later. It's going to pick it up because this is a lagging indicator. So, you got to take this with a grain of salt. But in Dai's case, he's predicting, that we're going to be seeing more of a downward movement as we move on to these next few weeks. So he's using these indicators because usually they're long term and they're going to tell you kind of where the markets look like they're heading, right? Remember, these are all lagging indicators, and these are all just what tools that people use. Everybody uses different tools, right? I'm real big on moving averages is what I'm usually big on. I feel like the markets really respect the moving averages and stuff like that. I really don't tend to look at RSIs and the MACDs and stuff like that, but not saying that they're bad indicators whatsoever. So, Dai, thank you again for that 10. I appreciate that, brother. Metallica asks, let's see here. What's up? Am I late? Not at all. I see. Nice to see green. Hell yeah. Let's see here. So let me bring back, and I like to keep the 200-day on there too, just because they bring it back, just because the 200-day and also the 200-week that I haven't really been looking at. Let's look at the 200-week real quick and see where that's at. I have not been looking at the 200-week. Where's that 200-week looking like? Oh, okay. I hear you, Dai. Now I see what you're saying as far as like Bitcoin being inflated for right now and being, the price being inflated. I agree with you to a certain degree, but I just feel like, I don't think we're going to really be bottoming out as much as people are anticipating. I really don't. This bump in the road, honestly, was really just based off of this ETF, really, is what was going on, right? So I feel like as we move kind of past this ETF and we get away from the sell pressure, the markets are going to pick right back up to where they were at. Obviously, we don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but I feel like as we start getting, in these next couple weeks, the sell pressure is going to die off. And I feel like we're most likely going to be bouncing back. Bitcoin definitely is going to test 40,000 tonight, though, short term. You can see it's itching. It's itching to do it. Right now, Bitcoin 39.9, 36, not looking too bad. You guys can see we still haven't really formed anything on Milady. Got rejected at the 20 or the 50-day SMA, so we'll have to monitor it. As far as me and Milady like accumulating, I was able to buy. What the hell is that? Oh, I was like, did I put a different indicator on there? So for Milady, particularly right now, we are back almost where we were at, like on the bottom of this channel, where we're almost back into territory where we've seen, right, where we pretty much have bounced off of multiple times. Obviously, it's going to be probably some resistance at some of these levels as we kind of get closer, but we're kind of slowly getting back up to where we were at. Like I keep telling you guys, tomorrow we're going to have to watch the markets, particularly in the morning around 8:30, 9:30 a.m. We'll see how it plays. As soon as this sell pressure ends for Grayscale, I'm telling you guys, we're going to start retracing. I don't think we're going to just shoot up to the moon, right? But I'm telling you guys, we're going to start retracing, and we're probably going to get back to some of these numbers. I mean, like Milady probably will get back into some of these channels right here that we were most likely in. That's obviously if the sell pressure ends for, Grayscale and whatever the case may be, because it looks like we've been getting hit from every friggin' direction. FTX sold $1 billion of Bitcoin yesterday, right? Like, who would have thought that? So, bring back my indicators. I need my babies back. I don't even need my 200A for right now. I just need my SMAs, moving averages. Dude, what is up with TradingView? Has this been happening to you guys all day? Shit's annoying as hell. Even through the thick, you can see people are still posting on CoinMarketCap. I'm bullish on Milady. Market bearish trend. This coin soon top. You can see that. Look at that. I'm buying my ladies at, I don't know what this means, at 0.03 back in the bear market. Price is right there. As long as you're bullish, right? Dive for what? Bitcoin? Hold on here. Oh, for me ladies. Got you, brother. Now bear with me because I have a lot of freaking I'm gonna move these to I need to move these all to like yellow. So you can see right now we're like hovering around. Oh yeah, these freaking lines, they're throwing me off. Craig, give me 2 seconds and I'll show you how many wallets we have open right now. So real quick, just looking at the fib retracement, right? So the bottom of the fib retracement is going to be, I started it off right here where we pretty much started blasting off right here at the bottom at around 31. And you can see we are sitting between the bottom fib and the 786. 786 is right here at the 61. You can see as far as spots for some resistance, other than what I have as my actual lines, you can see the next spot is really for the fib retracements is going to be somewhere around here at the 786 at that 60 mark. So you can see we have some ways to make it up there, but from there after that 60, I mean honestly, if we can break that 60 and we start getting whenever we start getting back into a bullish move, there's not going to be a lot of resistance moving up. You can see on our way up. You can see right here when we broke really down here, when we broke down here and we ran up to the 786, there was not much resistance. You can see we shot up all the way and broke above the 618 right here. So we really don't have a lot of resistance from the 786 to the 618 as far as being resistance. So for right now, support is going to be right here where I have marked at this 49. That's going to be solid support. We bounced on that multiple times. We did break a little bit below it today, but you can see we easily and quickly retrace back up around where this retracement, this support level is. So with that being said, we have this 49 as some support. Next spot, it's going to be this 62 as some resistance. And then in between there, maybe we'll have little pockets of resistance. But like I said, from this 786 to the 618 being around the 85, there's really not a lot of resistance us moving up. So that's why I'm anticipating that most likely when we finally do get back up and running the whole market, we're going to shoot off quick, right? We have a couple little spots that we need to hit as far as resistance, flipping them into support. But you guys can see, right when we break this 786, we're going to fly up to this 618 and maybe probably break like we did before. We broke right past it. Really, I mean, like this was in a day. You could see we shot up and just and ate up these gains. So, like I'm telling you guys, when we do start this run, it's going to be fast, especially with Milady having such a small market cap. With such a small market cap, things are going to move very, very quick. Very quick. So, Dai said he's hoping to catch that 42. But you know what's crazy, Dai? Well, I guess, yeah, you weren't anticipating because remember this giga drop right here. We already tested, so the 42 is going to be our 200-day moving average. And you know I've been saying this. If we are going to see pain, most likely, if it's going to be like any of these really big dramatic drops, we're going to most likely retest this 200-day like we did. Look at this beautiful giga drop that we saw right here, and we bounced exactly at the 200-day, which was at around the 41.50. Now, since we've been moving up, the 200 days as progressing a little bit higher, it's around the 42 mark that you're calling for. So that easily can happen. If I think for us to move down to that, we're going to need to see some dramatic moves where, Bitcoin sells off real fast, a real quick gigapump. Might not even be quick, but like I was telling you guys, the line in the sand for us to really stay bullish is holding this 200-day for sure. Holding that 200-day is going to be the line in the sand. Craig, as far as holders, we are literally exactly where we've been at for the last couple weeks. We keep dropping a little bit below 17,000, but now we're back up. 17,600. Now we're back up a little bit above 17,600 at 17,606. So we've literally been staying around the same amount of holders, and that leads me to is really just the people that have been buying and eating up these drops have been all of us, investors that are holding on. We keep buying the dips, which is bullish, right? As we move on and as we start progressing as a project, that's when you're going to see the wallets really start shooting up, and we're at 50, 100,000 holders. So let's see here. I have to catch this low 4. I'm looking to low 40s. I hope to catch. It's a big risk. My target price order is around 44.45, not 42. Okay. I might target at 46. And that's one thing, stretching my back. That's one thing is you don't want to maybe put multiple buy orders in, right? But you don't want to go too low to where, let's say you have the buy order at around 42, right? And we drop down to 43, right? Or something right before it. And then we take off. Your buy order, but obviously you're not going to, it's not going to go through, right? And you're going to miss out on a solid dip. So, I would maybe put different kind of buy orders in, at different price ranges around what you're looking for, right? Have that crazy buy order at 38, have one at 42, have one at 44, somewhere around those, so you can kind of, you'll cover your bases if we do drop down to certain, some of those levels, and you can always change them too, right? So you can always change them. But just to recap, guys, because I know I've held you guys on here for long enough. Bitcoin right now has been holding at around 39.9. Like I told you guys, I wouldn't be surprised that after we end the stream that we most likely will jump up towards 40,000, break 40,000. You can see Bitcoin is trying to confirm that it's going to be trying to confirm some candles above the 20-day SMA, which would probably give us a short-term little boost to move up towards the 40,000. I think if we do jump up to the 40,000, we're going to hit our head somewhere around this 40,600. That's a big solid move from where we're at right now. I mean, you can see, we'll map it out. That's about a 1.5% move on Bitcoin. Not saying that we can't do it, but the way the markets have been right today. So we'll see how it goes, but we are definitely going to probably break that 40,000. I wouldn't be surprised if we break 40 and just get it rejected immediately, right? But as long as we're kind of hanging around here, like I said, tomorrow's going to be the big thing. Tomorrow morning, we've been seeing a lot of sell pressures around 9:30 when the markets open up for the stock market. So if we're maybe hanging around 40 plus $1,000, that'll at least, give us a little bit of a little bit of an upside if we're going to see some more selling, right? At least we're not starting off at 38, 37,000 and then getting hit again, right? At least we're kind of retracing back up to 40 and maybe having a day like we saw today. So, but still gives me hope. Bitcoin's still trying to get back up towards that 40,000, right? As soon as this sell pressure ends, guys, I guarantee we are going to start moving, and we're going to start moving fast. So make sure you guys plan accordingly. Like Dai said, put the orders in. Make sure you don't get too bearish. You don't want to get left behind. So other than that, guys, let me make sure we have still claim loss on my taxes for this year's. My boy Dai's got it all down, right? He's got it all down. So I see you, man. I see you. Listen, guys, we're gonna end this stream. Thank you guys so much for everything today, right? Thank you guys so much, Dai. Again, thank you again for the $10. I really appreciate that super chat. We will be back here tomorrow. If anything dramatic happens in the market, I might come up with like a quick video in the morning like I did today. But other than that, we'll be back here tomorrow, same time, around 6 p.m. So make sure you guys are here, all right? Hit that like on the way out if you haven't already. And if you haven't and you're new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe. Other than that, guys, thank you so much. Hope you guys have a safe night tonight, okay? All right, guys. See ya.